I'm Peter Sidwell, and today's recipe is an Australian-style blueberry, lemon and ginger beer scone. Now this recipe is not how we in the UK would traditionally make scones, but I found the recipe, I've had a little play around and I thought this is definitely one to share with you guys. So the first thing you need to do is weigh out your flour. We need 400 grams of self-raising flour. I'm using my Touchless TARE scales because they really help when you're trying to zero things. All you do is weigh out your ingredients, wave your hand across and it will zero the scales. So for bakers, they are an absolute must. Add in some fresh blueberries and then follow that with the zest of 1 lemon. Really important just to take the yellow zest off, not the white pith, because that's bitter. And then we want double cream. Pour that in, and then to finish, we've got some Australian style ginger beer. So this has got a real kind of gingery, fiery kick. It is absolutely delicious. I've seen it in all the supermarkets, so it is widely available, but you can use whatever ginger beer you like. Now, stir it all together. I'm using my Colourworks spoon because it's flexible and it allows me to work all the way around the bowl. Bring the dough together and then turn it out onto a lightly floured work surface. Dust with a little bit of flour and then just compress the dough. So push it down with one hand and push it in with the other, just to make a dough. Now, because of the bubbles in the ginger beer, it will start to react quite quickly with the self-raising flour. So the dough will feel really light and fluffy and aerated. We don't want to lose that air, so you've got to be quite careful when you're mixing it together. So bit of flour, press it down, shape it. So take a pastry cutter. I'm using a 65mm kitchen craft cutter here. This is just the right size for what I'm looking for. So dip it in flour, cut your scone, lift it, pop it straight into a tray, and try and get the maximum yield out of the first cut, because they will always be the best scones that rise the most. Because all the trimmings, don't get me wrong, don't not use them, roll them all up, make some more, but they'll never rise as well as the first cut. So, into the oven, 180 degrees for about 15 to 18 minutes to give them a nice rise and make sure they're nice and golden. Once the scones are baked, remove them from the oven and serve them with butter and fresh jam. Now, if you want the recipe for this, go to kitchencraft.co.uk and you'll find it there, along with loads of other recipes, great ideas and tips for equipment.